every American who loves this country and our liberty will be called to become engaged as citizens over the course of a coming momentous year in the annals of America's story. In 1936, Franklin Delano Roosevelt, the only president of the United States who can rightly claim Abraham Lincoln as a peer, stood before the Democratic National Convention, and he said, "This generation has a rendezvous with destiny." And they did. It was the generation forged by the Depression who would fight and win the Second World War and then the peace that came after. We remember them as the greatest generation. There has never been a calm period in American history, but there are eras that are exceptional in their turmoil. Franklin Delano Roosevelt wasn't just a great visionary. He was the most important and exceptional leader of the 20th century. Truly, he was Abraham Lincoln's peer. He saved free market American capitalism, American democracy, and ultimately the world. He was the architect of the American-led world order that followed the most brutal event in all of human history, the Second World War, which killed across the globe more than 100 million people and saw the near extermination of Europe's Jews. Franklin Roosevelt in 1936, appearing before the Democratic National Convention, said to the assembled delegates that this generation has a rendezvous with destiny. He was correct. It is also true that this generation of Americans has a rendezvous with destiny, because we too live in momentous times. We live at the fracture of the tectonic plates between one era and another. Roosevelt understood the vision that he held would not endure forever. His goal, as he told the Canadian Prime Minister, was that the era of American dominance that he saw coming, an era of peace and stability, where there would be no more global wars, would last for as long as everybody who was alive on the day the war was won was still alive. We have come to the end of that era and the end of the long lives of the generation that had a rendezvous with destiny. The generation of Jimmy Carter, the generation of President George Herbert Walker Bush and Eleanor Roosevelt. We all know that there is something terribly wrong in America, and we all know that a momentous election is ahead. Many commentators, including me, say this is the most important election in American history, because for the first time, we have a president who is overtly stating that he is against the Republic, hostile to the Constitution, that he has no intention of being president of all Americans, but rather the leader of a faction seeking retribution against his enemies. He seeks to imprison them. He seeks to lock them up. He is talking about building concentration camps and deporting millions and millions of people. He is talking about deploying the United States military as a police force into the streets to restore order in the name of some event that hasn't yet occurred. And this person is winning the election. All around us are signs of decay, markers of corruption. The explosion of anti-Semitism is one of them. Jews are only ever safe in one form of government: healthy democracies. Jews were not safe in Israel on October 7th because of the epic failure of the Netanyahu government, which has broken Israeli democracy and thus even in Israel made it unsafe for Jews. And here in the United States, the poisonous dogmas seen at Ivy League schools have seeped into many, many corners of American life. And even in America, Jews do not feel safe. Many people don't feel safe in America. They feel like everything is unraveling. Let's look at something that happened this weekend. The world's richest man, Elon Musk, an anti-Semite, a man who repeated almost verbatim the calumny and the slur of the Tree of Life synagogue killer before he went in to murder Jews with an AR-15 with the words, "I'm going in." Musk said the same thing. His platform is Munich in 1938. It is the home of a digital mob pursuing, hunting, assaulting, attacking, degrading, and dehumanizing. And now, because of Elon Musk, the world's richest man, the proprietor of Digital Munich circa 1938, Linda Yaccarino's corrupt boss, we have the return of Alex Jones, the tormentor of the parents of the murdered children, the murdered first graders of Sandy Hook. And there was Alex Jones chatting it up with Andrew Tate, an accused rapist and human trafficker. And of course, the bully, the fascist, the music man himself, Vivek Ramaswamy, who has emblazoned the word truth on his campaign signs, with no hint of the irony that he appears more like a character from a George Orwell novel, scheming, seeking power to destroy freedom. All around us, we see the signs of a great decay. It means something when Elon Musk and Alex Jones and Vivek Ramaswamy and Andrew Tate convene together on a platform without restraint. It means something because our bonds are fraying. The ability to discern real from false, right from wrong, reality from delusion. Democracy requires commitment, and the fight ahead will require a fierce devotion to the truth, to decency, and to a defense of ideas that human beings do not get their liberty from men like Elon Musk and Alex Jones and Andrew Tate and Vivek Ramaswamy. That rights come from a creator above our power to control, to understand, to condemn, to litigate with. And those rights include life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness for all of us. And we must rekindle the spirit in the country in order to defeat the ugliness and the extremism and the menace of the forces who have arisen once again, like they have many times in the past, who seek to take power by tearing it all down. The answer to it is a powerful weapon. It's Americanism. It's the idea that we, the people, can maintain a government by the people, of the people, for the people, that we are capable of self-government. We are capable of perfecting the union, of making things better, and we can do it. We can do it without demeaning and dehumanizing and forgetting the lessons of the 20th century, which are as important as they have ever been to fully appreciate and absorb in this moment of crisis.